What's up, baddies? You already know the vibes. It's Malaya, the baddest witch. So today's video, we're talking about moon magic, moon manifesting. So there's a lot of information out. You can Google moon magic and a bunch of articles, memes, graphics will pop up about information on the moon, information about how to access the moon's energy, to manifest, to heal, to release, to do all of these things. But from my perspective, my understanding, my research, a lot of this information is half-assed. It's giving you a bunch of half-truths about this force of nature. So I want to share with you some of the information that I've come into that makes my moon magic hella potent, in alignment and in rhythm with the moon's cycle herself. A part of the magic of the moon is the work that gets done in the dark. It's the work that the rest of the world doesn't see, that creates the illusion that this thing just appeared out of nowhere. When our ancestors worked with the moon, they knew that it was them getting into the rhythm of the moon, getting into the rhythm of her cycle to bring things into fruition. And one of the ways that our ancestors globally worked with the moon was to grow food. So we knew when to plant our seeds according to where the moon was. We knew when to harvest our crops according to where the moon was. We knew how to take care of certain things and when to do it according to the moon cycle. And this is how ancient people were able to not only feed themselves, feed their family, and build up societies and communities that our global society is based on today. So our ancestors knew something about being in the rhythm and being, going with the flow of these cycles to create their lives. This isn't lost information. This isn't something that we once used to do. These are things that people are still actively engaging in. I am one of those people. I'm constantly learning new ways to work with the moon, to create the life that I desire. I like to use the metaphor of planting seeds when talking about working with the moon because it's a feminine energy. So if I am trying to give birth to a new condition in my life or give birth to something new, working with the feminine moon, I'm going to plant my seeds. I'm going to impregnate the atmosphere, that is fertile and ripe with this feminine energy. I'm going to implant my intentions, my goals, my seeds into the atmosphere, into the earth, and allow the moon's feminine feminine power to activate those seeds and turn them into something, turn them into a child, a creation of my own. The first myth that I want to debunk and just talk about in general is the story of how the moon was created. Based off of science, there are a bunch of theories. None of this has been proven fact according to science about how the moon was formated. Was it because of an asteroid colliding with ancient Earth and the debris got swept up into the Earth's gravitational pull and it made this massive entity that we now call the moon? Before all of the scientific theories out there about the formation of the moon, ancient people globally had numerous stories about the creation of the moon. Our ancestors knew the moon. They knew who she was. They knew where she came from. And all of our ancestors always depicted the moon as a feminine force of nature. A lot of our ancestors depicted the moon as more of a grandmother to Earth than an after effect. She is a feminine energy that we not only access to utilize her power to get what we want, we honor this energy as an important, crucial force of nature in our lives. Just like our ancestors honored the sun, and what it gave to us, the energy that it gave to us, the way that it activated parts of our body. The moon's energy does very similar things. And we've always known that, and we've always honored her, with reverence. Another myth that's constantly perpetuated when you research moon magic or how to manifest with the moon is that you set your intentions one time on that one new moon and everything that you ask for will manifest by the full moon. That's obviously a myth. That's not how things work at all. Even in the physical world. You set an intention and it takes many moons depending on the level of the thing that you asked for. It takes many moons for, that thing to come into fruition, or for that thing to be released from your being, for you to be healed from that thing. So this is not a one-time fix. This is work that you have to put in. And we set our intentions according to the zodiac sign that the moon is in, the phase that the moon is in, to get our desired outcome. And we work those moon phases so that we can manifest and create or heal and release the things that we want, the things that we desire. So it's not just your intentions for one new moon and the rest is just the moon doing everything else for you. No, that's not how it works. And that could be a reason why a lot of people are failing in the practice of manifesting or creating according to the moon. It's because we are not working the cycles. And this brings me to the next myth, which is that the only cycles that matter are the new and full moon. That's not true. The moon has 8 significant phases, and each phase within this cycle are important and they mean something and they require an intentional action from us to manifest our desired outcome. Okay, so you set your intentions on that new moon, or you do your activity on that new moon, and then you have the full cycle to do work, to respond and react accordingly so that your thing can be manifested. So let's talk about the phases, shall we? If you are only focusing on 2 of the 8, you ain't even touched half of it. Okay, so if you are producing things, working with the new and the full moon only, you are shortchanging yourself. You could be producing so much more if you knew how to work with the full 8 phases. And this is unfortunately not common knowledge yet. A lot of folks would say the new moon is when you should start your intention setting. The new moon is when you plant your seeds, and that's when the magic starts. If you are waiting to the new moon to think of your intentions, you've wasted time and you're already behind in the cycle. So I like to start a week before the new moon, when the moon is in the last quarter. So the last quarter moon looks like a half moon. It's halfway between full and becoming new again. So this last quarter moon is when I like to plan for the next moon cycle, which typically allows me to plan for the next month ahead. A week or 2 before the month starts, I'm thinking about what it is that I want to do this month, what it is that I want to produce or heal from this moon cycle. I take time to think about that because it's real. This is my life, and I don't have to rush anything, and I don't have to feel like I'm just pulling stuff out of the air just to do something because it's a new moon. I can give myself time to brace myself, to prepare and plan for, what I see coming. So I like to start on the last quarter moon. I think about the new moon that's coming, what sign is in, what energy is influencing this moon cycle, and I set my goals accordingly. So then once we set our goals, that moves us into the waning gibbous. And this phase is where we actually want to plant our seeds. In physical science, high school, regular, basic physical science, we were taught that when you look out into the night sky and you see the stars and the planets and all this stuff, you're actually looking at the past. You're looking at events that happened already, because of the speed that light traveled. So we have to think about the moon in a similar way. So by the time the new moon comes, your seeds have already been planted and they can start taking root. We want to be clear about our intentions already so that when the moon is new and the atmosphere is at its most fertile, it's full of potential, our seeds can start taking its root, and we can just do the work of preparing the space for the new baby. We can do our nesting, preparing our space for our creations to manifest. Instead of, worrying last minute about, okay, what do I want to do this moon? What do I want to manifest and create? We've already thought about that. And for me, and I talked about this in my vlog and other moon tarot readings, when the new moon comes, I don't like to do rituals because there's not a lot of energy to work with. I prefer to just observe the energy, to take it in, to be influenced by that, let it order my footsteps for this moon, for this moon cycle, for the month. After the new moon, after we've planted our seeds, we've prepared the space, we made sure that the space is conducive and ready to receive our baby, we start gathering the raw materials once the moon moves into the waxing crescent, where the tools that we need to bring our seeds to life, the resources that we need to manifest our intentions, they start to make themselves clear. We are guided to the people, places, things that we need. That brings us to the first quarter moon, which is that half moon, halfway between new and full. During the first quarter moon is when we start to see the first sightings of our seeds manifesting. You plant a seed, it takes root, and then it breaks ground. And you get to see evidence of your seeds manifesting. You get to see the potential of what could be. You see what's possible. You see what is to come. And that gives you the confidence to keep moving forward. It's like, I planted the seed, I know that it's alive, that it's working, that it's in its process because I see something. Like I planted some tomato seeds and the seedling sprouted and I'm like, oh my gosh, this thing is alive. And now I have to follow through with taking care of it, to see it through its life cycle so that my tomato seedlings can produce fruit. So once you start to see the seedlings pop up, they're sprouting, got a bunch of sprouts, that leads you into the waxing gibbous, which is a moon that I was born on. And this is when the moon is mostly full, where there's still a little slither of it that's in its process of becoming. And what I like to do when the moon is in this phase is continue to press forward, continue to do the work that I've been doing. This is when you commit to seeing your creation through. Like, now that I see that my seeds are alive and there's evidence because of the sprouts that I'm seeing, I know I now have the confidence to continue on, to continue to take care, to continue to do my work. And that leads us to the full moon. So when the full moon comes, you do the thing, you take action, you harvest your crops. Say if you planted a tomato seed and the seedlings start to sprout, this is when you start to see those first true leaves, okay? This is what I'm learning from being a plant mom. So you start to see those true leaves coming through and it's like, okay, this is no longer a sprout, this is a tomato plant, bitch. Bitch, I'm growing tomatoes, period, okay? So this is when you start to see those tomato leaves. This is what distinguishes this plant from the rest of the other sprouts. This is the actualization, the full realization of the seed that you planted. Is it in its final form? No, it's still growing, it's still maturing. And that's gonna take many moons for it to mature, but that's okay, because you planted that seed, you saw the evidence of how alive it is through its sprouting, and now it's become its own plant, become its own thing. And of course, you will have to nurture your baby, you will have to nurture your creations so that they can grow and flourish on their own. But when you're first starting out something and you first plant a seed, it doesn't just grow into a giant magical beanstalk. That's a Disney movie, that is not real life. Which leads us into the final phase, which is the waning gibbous. The waning gibbous is when you put to use the things that you are growing, the things that you created, the things that have been brought to light and fully actualized. You start putting them to use. You share them with the rest of your community. We put it out in the market. We also release and let go of the things that no longer serves. We let go and clear the space of things that are not feeding this creation. You clear the weeds out. You clear the things that are sucking the nutrients, the life force energy out of the thing that you want to create, out of the person that you want to be. And this releasing, to me, is the healing. This is where the healing part of moon magic comes in. Us releasing shit that's blocking the growth. Pull up the plants that aren't doing as well. Not every seed that you plant is going to become a big, strong stock. If you see some of the tomato plants are growing big and strong, some of the tomato plants aren't doing as well, you remove those tomato plants. Better luck next year, baby. There are some things that are doing well, and I'm gonna focus on that. So let me clear the space of the things that aren't doing as well that will block this thing from being its most powerful. Okay? So that's how I work with the moon. That is how I reap the max benefits. And I'm still learning. You know, there's so much to the moon. She is our grandmother, the grandmother to Earth, which is our mother, which is a very old being. You know, so of course I don't know everything that there is to know about our grandmother, but I'm learning and I'm connecting with her. And these are some of the things that she had told me to tell you, so I'm letting you know, okay? So I hope this video brought you some clarity, gave you some confidence on how to work with the moon, how to manifest your desired outcome, which should be your best life, period. I'm excited to see how you apply some of these things into your life, how you start working with the moon. And let me know, what are some things that you already do? If I missed some stuff that you do that you want to share with the collective, let us know. Let us know. I would love to learn. That being said, I hope you all are doing well. I'm so grateful for your support. If you're interested in learning more about how to manifest your best life working with the moon's energy, then you can always join my class, Many Moons, the Magic and Medicine of Grandmother Moon. It's available on my website. The link will be below. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, do all those things that you already know how to do on YouTube. Share this video with your friends, with your loved ones, with the witchy folks in your life who love moon magic, or who, folks who are learning how to work with the moon. Share this video with them. Let them know what's up. If you're interested in getting a personal tarot reading, you can also click the link down below. And you can see all of the options that I have for reading offerings, okay? So happy manifesting. Peace out.